The vast emptiness of space stretched before the UES Thunderbolt, a sleek human exploration vessel scanning distant star systems. Captain June Park stood motionless, his dark eyes fixed on the holographic display that suddenly flickered with an unusual pattern of movement. "Something's approaching," whispered Lieutenant Hana Kim, her fingers dancing across the sensor panel. The ship's advanced detection systems began picking up thousands of tiny energy signatures, unlike anything humanity had encountered before. These weren't random asteroid clusters or standard spacecraft. They moved with a strange, synchronized rhythm, like a living, breathing organism spreading across the cosmic canvas. Each tiny signature pulsed with an alien heartbeat, creating a massive wave that seemed to breathe and shift. June tapped several command buttons, activating the ship's defensive protocols. Years of military training had prepared him for potential threats, but this was different. This was something completely unprecedented. "Compute trajectory and potential intentions," he ordered Hana, who was already running complex algorithmic calculations. Her fingers moved rapidly, translating raw data into comprehensible information. The alien formation resembled a massive biological network, interconnected, intelligent, and moving with purpose. Thousands of smaller units clustered together, creating a swarm that defied traditional understanding of space travel. "Captain, these signatures suggest a collective intelligence," Hana reported. "They're not random, they're coordinated. Each unit seems connected to a central consciousness." June's hand instinctively moved to the communication console. Standard protocols demanded initial contact attempts, even when facing potentially hostile entities. He activated the universal translation matrix, preparing a standard diplomatic greeting. "Unknown vessel cluster. This is Captain June Park of the United Earth Space Exploration Force. We request communication and peaceful dialogue," he transmitted, his voice steady and clear. Silence answered him. No response came from the approaching swarm. The holographic display continued showing the alien formation's progress. They were moving with remarkable speed, covering astronomical distances that would take human ships weeks or months. Their approach suggested neither aggression nor submission, just pure, calculated movement. Hana's monitoring systems began picking up more details. "Each unit appears biomechanical," she explained. "They're not purely technological, not purely organic, something in between." The swarm was now close enough for visual confirmation. Massive screens displayed incredible imagery. Thousands of interconnected units that seemed to breathe and pulse, changing formation with incredible synchronization. "They're adapting," June realized. Each time the ship's sensors tried mapping their structure, the alien formation would subtly shift, making comprehensive analysis impossible. Proximity alarms began blaring. The swarm was now within striking distance, close enough that individual units could be distinguished. They weren't ships in the traditional sense, more like living, technological organisms that could potentially transform and reconfigure themselves. "Defensive shields at maximum," June commanded, his voice calm but urgent. Years of training had prepared him for potential first contact scenarios, but nothing in human military history suggested a strategy for confronting a living, technological swarm. Hana's screens showed rapidly changing data. The alien formation wasn't just approaching, it was studying, analyzing, processing information about the human vessel with incredible speed. "They're scanning us," she reported. "Complete and comprehensive scan of our entire ship's systems." June watched the holographic display, understanding that humanity stood at a critical moment. First contact wasn't just a theoretical possibility anymore. It was happening right now, in this precise moment, with an entity that defied every previous understanding of extraterrestrial life. The swarm continued its approach, silent, methodical, seemingly indifferent to human attempts at communication. Each moment brought them closer to a potential confrontation that could determine the fate of human exploration. "Prepare all systems," June whispered, knowing that whatever was coming would change everything humanity thought it understood about the universe. The research facility buzzed with nervous energy. Dr. Seok Choi stood before massive holographic displays, his hands moving quickly across quantum computation screens. Blueprints of advanced weapon systems flickered around him, each design more complex than the last. Outside the facility's reinforced windows, military commanders and scientific experts gathered. They knew the alien swarm's approach demanded something beyond conventional warfare. Traditional missiles and laser weapons would be useless against an adaptable, living technological entity. Siak's team had been working for months, pushing the boundaries of human technological innovation. They studied the initial scan data from the UES Thunderbolt, analyzing every minute detail of the approaching alien formation. "We need a weapon that can adapt," Siak explained to his lead assistant, mapping out complex computational models. "Something that can change its attack pattern faster than the swarm can respond." The solution emerged from an unexpected source, an old human weapon design. The Gatling gun, a rotating multiple-barrel weapon first developed centuries ago, became the inspiration. But this wouldn't be a traditional weapon. This would be a weapon scaled up to astronomical proportions. Engineers worked around the clock. They designed massive rotating cannon systems that could fire thousands of rounds per second, each projectile engineered with intelligent tracking capabilities. These weren't simple metal bullets, but smart projectiles that could change direction, analyze targets, and adapt mid-flight. Military simulations began revealing incredible potential. Early tests showed these new weapons could potentially counter the alien swarm's adaptive capabilities. Each projectile would function like a miniature intelligent system, capable of making split-second targeting decisions. The facility transformed into a hub of constant activity. Shifts worked continuously, developing, testing, and refining the new weapon system. Massive construction platforms began assembling the first prototype orbital defense platforms. These weren't just weapons. They were technological marvels that represented humanity's most advanced engineering achievements. Each platform would be a floating fortress, capable of defending entire colonial regions. Siak understood the stakes. This wasn't just about defending against an alien threat. This was about proving humanity's capacity for rapid technological innovation. Every calculation, every design modification represented human ingenuity pushed to its absolute limit. The weapon's core design used quantum computational systems that could process targeting information faster than any known technological entity. Multiple rotating barrels would ensure continuous fire, with backup systems that could instantly replace damaged components. Military strategists began developing deployment protocols. They created complex battle scenarios, running thousands of simulations to understand potential engagement strategies against the alien swarm. "We're not just building a weapon," Siak told his team during a critical briefing. "We're creating a message that says humanity will not be easily conquered." Funding poured in from global defense organizations. Every major Earth government understood the critical nature of this technological development. Resources that would have taken years to allocate were now processed in weeks. The first full-scale prototype platform took shape in high Earth orbit. Massive and intimidating, it represented humanity's technological response to an unknown threat. Solar panels and advanced cooling systems surrounded the central weapon mechanism, ensuring maximum operational efficiency. Preliminary tests were promising. The scaled-up Gatling system could theoretically destroy thousands of small targets in mere seconds. Its intelligent tracking system could predict and intercept movement patterns with unprecedented accuracy. Siak watched the final calibration tests, understanding that this weapon represented more than a defensive tool. It was a symbol of human determination, of the ability to transform potential defeat into an opportunity for technological triumph. As the first complete platform became operational, a sense of hope spread through human colonial space. They were no longer just waiting for the alien swarm. They were preparing to fight back, with a weapon that represented the pinnacle of human scientific achievement. The technological preparation was complete. Humanity was ready. The silence of space suddenly erupted with violent energy. Thousands of alien vessels approached in perfect synchronization, their biomechanical structures pulsing with an otherworldly rhythm. Lieutenant Yun Quan watched from the central command station as the first wave of the alien swarm entered human defensive perimeters. Incoming hostiles, a computer voice announced. Multiple contact points detected. The orbital defense platforms, designed by Dr. Seok Choi, stood like silent guardians. Massive Gatling weapon systems began to spin, their multiple barrels rotating with precise mechanical perfection. Each platform looked like a deadly mechanical flower, ready to bloom with destructive potential. First contact happened in milliseconds. The alien swarm's leading units approached, expecting minimal resistance. They had conquered countless civilizations, absorbed entire planetary systems. Humanity would be just another conquest. But they were wrong. The first Gatling platform unleashed its fury. Thousands of intelligent projectiles erupted simultaneously, each one a miniature hunter seeking its target. The space around the human defensive line transformed into a light show of destruction. Alien vessels disintegrated before they could even comprehend the attack. Intelligent projectiles tracked and destroyed individual units with surgical precision. Where traditional weapons would have scattered ineffectively, these new Gatling systems created a wall of technological death. Yoon watched the holographic displays, his hands moving across quantum control interfaces. Each platform synchronized its attack, creating a coordinated defensive matrix that seemed almost alive. Targeting systems at maximum efficiency, he reported. His voice remained calm, professional. The alien swarm's initial formation began to break. Units that had moved with perfect synchronization now scattered in apparent confusion. They had never encountered a defensive system that could match their own adaptive capabilities. Some alien vessels attempted evasive maneuvers. Intelligent projectiles followed, changing trajectory mid-flight, hunting down targets with relentless precision. It was like watching a perfect predator hunt its prey. Dr. Hana Kim monitored incoming data from remote sensors. "They're losing formation," she said, her voice a mix of scientific fascination and professional excitement. "Our weapon systems are completely disrupting their collective intelligence." Massive explosions lit up the dark canvas of space. What had seemed like an unstoppable invasion now looked like a technological massacre. The alien swarm was discovering that numerical superiority meant nothing against superior technological innovation. You noticed something interesting in the battle patterns. The alien units were trying to learn to adapt. Each destroyed vessel seemed to provide information to the remaining swarm. But the Gatling platforms were learning even faster. "Continuous targeting updates," he commanded. The weapon systems adjusted, their attack patterns in real time, always staying one step ahead of the alien defensive strategies. The first wave of the alien invasion was collapsing. What should have been a moment of human vulnerability transformed into a demonstration of technological superiority. Each destroyed alien unit represented humanity's refusal to be conquered. Seok, watching from the research facility, felt a mix of scientific pride and strategic satisfaction. The weapon system wasn't just performing, it was exceeding every possible expectation. Hours passed. The space around human colonial territories became a graveyard of alien technological remnants. Destroyed vessels drifted silently, testament to humanity's unexpected defensive capabilities. As the initial engagement concluded, something became clear. This wasn't just a battle. This was a statement. Humanity would not be an easy target. They would fight. They would innovate. They would survive. The alien swarm had made a critical mistake. They had underestimated human potential, and they would pay the ultimate price. The remnants of the alien swarm regrouped, attempting to understand their unexpected defeat. Their collective intelligence struggled to process the technological assault they had experienced. Humanity had done more than defend. They had demonstrated absolute tactical superiority. Lieutenant Yoon Kwan studied the holographic battle maps. Each destroyed alien unit provided valuable data. The human defense systems were learning, adapting faster than the alien collective could comprehend. Dr. Hana Kim's analysis team worked around the clock. They discovered something remarkable about the alien swarm. Despite their advanced technology, they had a critical weakness. Their collective intelligence worked like a massive neural network, but it had fundamental limitations. They think as one, Hana explained to the military commanders, but they cannot truly adapt individually. Strategic meetings transformed into planning sessions for total domination. The initial defensive victory would now become an offensive strategy. Humanity would not just protect, they would eliminate the threat completely. Advanced Gatling platforms began moving into offensive positions. These weren't just defensive weapons anymore. They were precise instruments of technological warfare. Each platform could track, predict, and destroy entire alien formations before they could even respond. Yoon coordinated multiple attack vectors. The human forces created a complex mathematical grid of destruction. Alien units that tried to escape found themselves trapped in a perfect technological net. Every movement was anticipated, every strategy countered. The alien leadership, if such a term could be used, began to experience something close to panic. Their numerical superiority meant nothing against human innovation. Each attempt to regroup was met with devastating precision. Quantum computational systems analyzed alien movement patterns in real time, where traditional military strategy would take hours to develop a response. Human technology could adapt in milliseconds. The Gatling weapon systems became living, thinking defensive and offensive platforms. Massive energy weapons supplemented the intelligent projectile systems. Some alien vessels attempted to use advanced energy shielding. These defenses were dismantled, within seconds revealing the true depth of human technological advancement. Communication intercepts revealed the alien swarm's growing desperation. Their collective intelligence had never encountered a species that could not only resist, but completely dominate their invasion strategy. Dr. Seok Choi watched the tactical display, understanding that this was more than a military engagement. This was a demonstration of human potential. Each destroyed alien unit represented years of scientific research, technological innovation, and human determination. The battle moved beyond the initial defensive zone. Human forces began pushing into territories previously considered alien-controlled. Entire star systems that had fallen to the swarm were now being systematically liberated. Tactical supremacy wasn't just about destruction, it was about sending a message. Humanity would not be a passive target. They would fight, they would innovate, they would survive. Yoon's tactical grid showed something remarkable. The alien swarm was losing its collective coherence. Units that, once moved with perfect synchronization, now scattered in apparent confusion. Their advanced technological network was breaking down. They cannot understand individual survival, Hana observed. Their strength was always in collective action. But we've discovered their fundamental weakness. Military strategists began developing long-term containment strategies. This wasn't just about winning a single battle. This was about ensuring human colonial space would remain safe for generations. The orbital platforms continued their relentless assault. Intelligent projectiles tracked and destroyed targets with surgical precision. Space around human territories transformed into a perfect defensive zone. As the tactical engagement continued, something became clear. The alien swarm had made a critical mistake. They had underestimated human potential for technological innovation. They had assumed numerical superiority would guarantee victory. They were wrong. Humanity had not just defended itself. It had demonstrated that technological innovation, combined with strategic thinking, could overcome any threat. The battle for survival had been won, and humanity had emerged stronger than ever. The final stages of the conflict arrived with brutal precision. Remaining alien vessels tried desperately to retreat, but human technological superiority had transformed the entire battlefield into a perfect trap. Captain June Park watched from the UES Thunderbolt's command deck. The holographic displays showed the complete disintegration of the alien swarm's collective intelligence. What had once been a massive, coordinated invasion now looked like scattered, confused remnants. Dr. Seok Choi's weapon systems performed beyond all expectations. Each orbital platform acted like a living hunter, tracking and destroying the last resistance with mathematical perfection. The scaled-up Gatling cannons continued their relentless assault, turning space into a graveyard of alien technology. "They're breaking apart," Lieutenant Hana Kim reported, her fingers dancing across quantum computational interfaces. The alien collective was experiencing something unprecedented: total systemic collapse. Entire alien fleet formations disintegrated. Units that once moved with perfect synchronization now drifted aimlessly. Their advanced technological network had been completely dismantled by human innovation. The battle wasn't just a military victory, it was a complete demonstration of human technological potential. Every destroyed alien vessel represented years of scientific achievement, of human determination to survive. Tactical commanders began tracking the final stages of the conflict. What had started as a potential invasion had transformed into a complete defeat for the alien swarm. They had encountered a species that refused to be conquered. Siak watched the final tactical reports with a mixture of scientific fascination and professional pride. The weapon systems had not just defended, they had completely revolutionized human understanding of space warfare. Communication intercepts revealed the total breakdown of the alien collective. Their advanced neural network had been shattered, individual units losing connection with their central intelligence. They were experiencing something close to technological death. The last attempts at resistance were futile. Human defense platforms continued their precise, calculated assault. Each intelligent projectile tracked and destroyed targets with surgical accuracy. Space became a perfect mathematical grid of destruction. June understood the significance of this moment. This wasn't just about protecting human colonial territories. This was about establishing humanity's place in the universe. They were not just survivors, they were technological conquerors. Hana's computational systems began analyzing the massive amount of data collected during the conflict. Each destroyed alien unit provided valuable insights into their technological structure. Scientific teams would study these findings for generations. The final stages of the battle lasted mere hours. What had seemed like an unstoppable invasion was now completely eliminated. The alien swarm had made a critical mistake. They had underestimated human potential for innovation. Orbital platforms began cleaning up the remaining debris. Intelligent tracking systems ensured no potential threat remained. The space around human territories transformed from a battlefield to a carefully managed defensive zone. Military leaders began discussing the long-term implications. This victory wasn't just about immediate survival. It was about establishing human technological supremacy in space. Siak received immediate military commendations. His weapon design had not just defended humanity, it had completely revolutionized space warfare. Research facilities around human colonial space began studying every aspect of the conflict. As the last alien units were destroyed, a sense of triumph spread through human territories. They had faced an unprecedented threat and emerged stronger. The scaled-up Gatling weapon systems had become a symbol of human determination. Captain June Park made a final communication to Earth's Central Command. "Threat eliminated," he reported simply. Those two words represented the most significant military victory in human history. The alien swarm had come looking for conquest. Instead, they had found humanity's absolute technological superiority.